Hi.
Hi. Sorry, I was having some
Hi.
difficulty in joining. Hi,
It's
how are
okay. It's
you?
okay. Welcome to the live Instagram page of ISB Student College, and I am really excited to have you because we know you
Thank
are
you.
so experienced, and I can't wait to learn so much from you and help us students who are watching us live from our Instagram page. Uh, meet Miss Karthika Prakash. I think she has been in this field for like past 10 years or more, I believe, and has been helping students to pursue their bachelor's or basically studies in Germany. Karthika, welcome again, and we'll directly go and jump to the questions that we have. I think we have already started receiving some questions. But before we go to those questions, I think I'll start with something very basic. Let's just tell our students why Germany and why us, why ISP Student College. Why do you think
Okay.
students should go for Germany and student college? Yeah.
Okay. So I'm assuming all the people who are joined are looking for studies. So this session is probably most suited for students who are looking for doing undergraduate studies in Germany, and especially when we speak about ISB, we are one of the most liked institution for students coming from India and Middle East and North African regions. Why? Because we are a all-in-all package. We are a student colleague, which is a key element in your studies in pursuing undergraduate studies in Germany. And most importantly, we are also a language school, which means that you can complete your language as well as your foundation or the preparatory year with us all in one go. So the benefit is that if you start with the language with us, or you join even in between, and if you have already done A1 or A2, or you want to continue, it will help you transition on to our preparatory program and thereby later going on the university in a very streamlined manner. So I would say that is one of the biggest reason why you should be choosing ISB. And most importantly, you must be familiar in case, if you are not familiar, we will explain it to you how it is to access the universities, public university studies in Germany is basically most of the schools or the study systems in be it in India, maybe it in Middle East and North Africa, we all follow a 12-year K to 12 system. That's what we call it. But for
Yeah.
students who have studied outside of the European Union and have completed something like a 12-year studies, they are basically required to complete something called a year 13. So this year 13, traditionally, the year which they have to finish it or complete it in Germany, it's called Studienkolleg. So there are several steps on accessing Studienkolleg. It's basically taught in German language, which is why you require to learn German language as a primary requirement. Because the program is going to be taught in German language, you need to have a minimum of B1 or a B2 level proficiency. And earlier times, it was possible to take the Studienkolleg in the public system itself, but unfortunately, there are not enough seats available to cope up with the demand of all these international students coming. So we have this private student colleagues. So getting into public student colleague means that you will have to go through an examination called Aufnahmeprüfung, which you can do it only after you complete your B1 and B2 official German language level. And then
Right.
if you get in the top of the list, then if you're really really hardworking and you have got really good language proficiency, you would get into one of the student colleague places. Then you would complete your student colleague in the preparatory college, and then you would be taking another examination known as FSP, which is again a public examination. You would take it at the university. Once you qualify it, then you move on to the universities, like the public university of the program or stream which you have chosen. So like I mentioned in between, at one point there was not enough seats in the public student colleague, so that's where the private student colleagues come. So in ISB, we do, like I said, once you join the language program, Then once you complete your B2, you can easily transition onto our preparatory year. So you don't have to go through the Aufnahmeprüfung or be worried about whether you will have a place to study once you complete a language requirement. Being an in-house student, you will have an easy transition. You just have to choose the program based on the eligibility and then continue studies, given that you complete your B1 and B2 in accordance or in the timeline when we are starting our sessions. Like we start twice a year, the summer and the winter semester. Summer starts somewhere close to February, March. There are instances where we still allow students to join till a bit into April. Similarly, for the winter semester, the session starts almost close to September, October. So depending on when you complete your language requirement, you can join the winter or summer semester. Now, the most important thing about, or I would say the thing which I'm more excited about ISB is that we have two tracks of preparatory year. One is the traditional Studienkolleg, wherein you would learn German language and go with the FSP examination. The second thing is that one of the most sought after program, which is our English preparatory year, which means you can do your year 13 program entirely in English. And it is not mandatory for a student who is planning to attend an English preparatory program, because they might be planning to go for a public university program that is taught entirely in English. Then you don't essentially have to learn German language. But yes, of course, since you're going to you're going to plant yourself into a country which is not essentially an English speaking country, it is recommended that you learn at least 2-3 levels of German language along with it.
Yes.
But the very, very interesting thing, and as Arya have mentioned, I've been in this field for almost 10 years right now. And all these years, while I work with students, during the counseling sessions or during follow-up, what I constantly hear is that the students, they are okay with learning German language, but the having to take their academics, especially the preparatory, where they have to qualify the year 13 before they go to the university, to have to take up their mathematics or physics, chemistry or biology, whichever subject matter examinations in German, is kind of a bit, I would say, a stressful factor for the students, because of that reason, even though the students might be really good in German, sometimes they find it difficult to qualify the FSP, which actually remains a big question mark for students who are considering studies in Germany. So like I said in the beginning, we are a one-stop solution for students who are looking for studies in Germany, and we are providing one of the most, I wouldn't say easiest, but definitely the less difficult track. You can learn German language, and then you can, if you want to stick with the traditional track, like say, for example, the program which you're planning to study is not available in not available in English. Like if you're planning to study medical studies, human medicine, architecture, or law, pharmacology, these kind of subjects, these are not available, or is it not yet possible to take up studies in a public university in an English track. So if you're very particular, if you're going to go for that program and you want to prepare yourself in the the traditional German track of studies, yes, of course, you can choose the Studienkolleg program with us. But if you are not that very keen on to take university studies in German, but rather interested in an English program, like say, even if you look into the several tracks of engineering, I believe roughly close to 30 plus programs are available in English, in public university, completely free of cost for them to choose. If you look at natural science programs or business studies or technical business, there are so many programs that is available these days in a public university that is possible in English. So for those students who are planning to take up their studies in such streams, our program, especially our English preparatory program, is one of the most suited ones. And I wouldn't say that as the only track, but one of the most flexible track that is available in English. Why? Because the examinations are going to be conducted in 2 semesters. So you can also leave out the fear of having to tackle the entire 1 year's portion in the one final examination of FSP. Here, the students can tackle it unit by unit, I would say, just like how you would have your unit examination for your year 11, 12, and which very much similar. Asian students are very familiar with unit-based examination. Similarly, your subjects are handled unit by unit. So this is what I would highlight as the ISB program. And I can see a lot of questions popping
Lot
in.
of questions. Yes.
So this is in general what we have. Our programs, whether it is the German Studienkolleg or the English track program, we call it ISB Preparatory program. Both these programs are of less than 1 year duration. Only difference is that before you want to join the German Studienkolleg track or the ISB Studienkolleg, you need to have a minimum of B1 or a B2 program certification in German language. But for the English track, it is not mandatory. However, at least in this intake, in the September intake, we are offering multiple levels of German language based on your existing level of proficiency, be it from scratch or from, if you're already through 1 or 2 levels, we do help you get through the program till B1 level. So that is one plus point. You don't get free German language coaching. I haven't seen any school that offers free German language coaching. So that is another plus point for you guys. Another important thing is that for those who are completed right now, grade 12, this is the right time to join. Why? Because we are going to start an A1 batch, embedded A1 batch quite recently, like in 1 or 2 weeks coming. And plus the academic sessions of the English Preparatory will be starting by mid-September. So this is one of the best times to go ahead with your admission request and everything. So now going on to the duration, I was coming up to the duration. So both our Studienkolleg program and our English Preparatory program, both are of less than 1 year duration. So if you're going to choose the German track, you will be, if you're doing everything from scratch, A1 till B2, you'll have to spend something close to 8 to 9 months duration. And then there's going to be another 8 to 9 months of duration for the Studienkolleg program. Next is, if this is the English Preparatory program, you will be joining a program directly into the preparatory year. So it's gonna be only less than 10 months or around 10 months. So that means you graduate, for example, you graduated this year, 2022 session. Instead of having to go for 2 academic years, you will be straight away into the university. You can actually get into university by next winter, that is 2023 winter, September, October. If you qualify the English Preparatory program, you can be straight away into the university program, which means you are not actually, the term I would say, generally students use, I waste a lot of years for preparing for German and the preparatory, where you set an additional requirement and everything. So in the English track, you'll only spend 1 year, ideally, and then you go on to the university for a 3 or a 3.5 year undergraduate program. So in effect, you're not actually losing that much amount of time. Considering the whole expenses and the possibility to study in one of the world-renowned German universities, spending one additional academic session, I would say it's not such a big loss. So, and we are an institute which quite cater to a lot of students from Middle East, North Africa, and India. Our professors or our tutors are well versed with the, acclimating the students into our program. Plus, for students coming from India or any other Asian region and from North Africa, our staff is also not entirely German. So there are people probably from your region whom you can connect very closely. So you can have best of both worlds. Like there will be people who can guide you from day one onwards, trying to understand from where you come from, how we can help you. And then once you get into the program also, there are people whom you can easily connect from your regional area as well. So these are the few things. And then if we talk about the location, we are located in Braunschweig, which is quite close to Hanover. We are also easily accessible from Berlin. So it's not like very, very far away from the major city, which most students dream of going into, when they hear, okay, I want to study in Germany, they'll immediately think, okay, I want to be in Frankfurt or in Berlin, but these are all very large cities. Braunschweig is comparatively a smaller city, but not a very small, remote place. You will have all the facilities possible. And when it comes to our institution, we do provide hostel facilities for you. So everything goes in line. Like, we provide you the classes.
Right.
We help you through the university admission. We help you through the visa processing. Once you get your visa,
Right.
you are coming to us. There will be pickup services. There will be orientation, city orientation. And we have got staff who are very experienced in helping you through the pre-arrival and post-arrival services. So we will be guiding you in every step and helping you get into the next level of, achieving your dream of getting into a German public university. So this is in general the programs. Now coming to the courses available in Germany, in our institution. So basically our A1 and A2 program, it's conducted online, but all other levels of programs are available, including the advanced level of German as well as the Studienkolleg or the English Preparatory, all are available offline. Like you can take it online if you want, but other levels are directly available at the institution as well. Now coming to what do you say? So yes, generally this is the thing. And when it comes to Studienkolleg track as well as the English Preparatory, we basically have 3 tracks, T course, M course, and W course in the Studienkolleg track. T stands for technical studies, M for medical and related studies, W for business, commerce, economics, those kind of studies. So we have programs that are suitable for these tracks. So in all the 3 tracks in German Studienkolleg, we have got all 3 tracks. Corresponding to them in the English Preparatory program, we do have a technical course, which basically enables students to get into the engineering and related tech studies. We have got natural science course that is corresponding to M course. Traditionally, it prepares the students to go for anything related to biophysics, chemistry, and other natural sciences. If you're planning to go for medicine, also you can choose a natural science English Preparatory program. You just have to learn German language additionally till C level to be qualified for getting into any kind of human medicine, pharmacology, nursing, dentistry, these kind of programs. And then finally, we have got the business studies, which corresponds to the W course in the traditional Studienkolleg track. So if you're planning to get into administration and related management studies, you are required to go with the business study track. So yes,
I think
this is in general. Yes, I covered
that
a lot
was
of
very
topics.
yes, no, it was very well explained for anyone who wants to just have a bit of understanding about everything. So it's very well explained, and I think you have answered a lot of questions while you were explaining that. I think you were getting questions related to what the questions. Were the classes online or offline, or what are the intakes? I think you've already answered those questions. So I'll go to one question immediately.
Any of the viewers, if they're interested, and if you think you need a bit more explanation, if you have more questions to try and understand how you can join or which program is good for you, you can actually connect with us to Arya or to me, or you can even write to us, and we will assign, one of us will take you ahead for an individual counseling. We can take a look at your documents, we can give you advices and suggest you what would be the track that is best for you. When it comes to the visa processing, we can guide you how and where to start with, and we generally give you end-to-end counseling. So I think, Arya, we are getting quite a lot of questions on how to get connected to
quite a lot of questions.
Yes. So Arya will be leaving again how to connect to ISB. Can you take it over, please? You can just DM us directly to ISB's official account. You can DM me if you want to. Or else you can write to us in our email ID, which is already given in our bio. We can also send you we can also send you more details if you don't want to direct counseling, but you just have simple questions. You can just go ahead and DM us. So yes, I think we should start taking questions. I can see some questions
Yeah.
popping up repeatedly.
Okay. So I could see a lot of questions regarding intakes and the requirements. I'm sorry, the requirements.
Okay.
Like, is IELTS necessary for ISB, or is it compulsory to have 75% in high school to get into student college? So let's just cover the requirements for both German taught program and the English taught program separately, so that all of the
Okay.
student questions will be answered.
Okay, I'll start with the first thing, the entry requirement. See, the basic entry requirement suggested by the authorities is that you need to have 50% in your year 12 examination, whichever curriculum you're doing. Ideally, it is, especially if it is a 12-year system that is followed in India or in Middle Eastern countries, you need to have 50% overall and in your individual subjects. But it, just qualifying in my personal experience from all these years of experience, what I've seen is that having just a minimum 50% would not suffice. See, you are going into an advanced system than what is you are already familiar with. So we recommend that you need to have a minimum of 65 or 70% to be able to cope up with what is going to be taught in the next level, either at the Studienkolleg or in the English Preparatory. But if you have something around like 70 or 75 above, you will do great. You will be able to adjust with the complexity of the program. You will be able to we understand what we have seen is that you will be able to qualify the program with a bit of an ease. Otherwise, you would be struggling. But of course, we do understand the specific circumstances students have gone through, especially during COVID time. There was change in the examination pattern. Students mostly had to deal with online classes where
Online classes.
maybe the school or the system or the teachers were not able to handle. So what we do is that rather than just putting a big cutoff, we go through you, we sit with you, counsel you, try and understand what is the reason of the lesser score, and if you can justify the reason of you having lesser scores only because of some unforeseen scenario, we would definitely consider you. But yes, ideally we require you to have a 75 or more, but we can definitely find alternatives to go with the admission process. So we will do an individual screening and then we can take it further for you in this case. And you're asking about the start dates, right? So like I said in earlier when I was explaining, see, for the winter semester, this is the right time to join. Actually, it's like getting towards the deadline. The classes are going to start by mid-September. So the sooner you enroll, the earlier we can make sure that your admissions are done, you are ready for your visa process, because even after you submit your documents and you complete your registration and you pay your fee, it might take a few more weeks to get the paperwork done, and then you are in a position to apply for your visa. So the earlier you do at this point, the better. When it comes to the summer semester, again, if you are already qualified, you're grade 12, then get in touch with us earlier. Do not wait till the nick of time of January or February. It's not like any curriculum gives out the result late, but yes, as soon as your results are out or as soon as you have your predicted scores, get in touch with us, and we can guide you further.
All right. We have one question, like, if 75% students can still apply for English Preparatory course without 75%, okay, without 75%.
That's what I mentioned. Yes, ideally we require you to have a 75%, but we'll definitely sit with you and try and understand. In case if the reason is justified, we can definitely consider you for our program.
Can we apply without German language?
If it is for the English preparatory program, yes, definitely you can apply without German language. But if you're looking for the German track itself, if you don't have prior German language knowledge, it is fine, because like I said, we are also a language school. We can enroll you in a language preparatory program as well as for the Studienkolleg track. So yes, you could. I mean, whether you want to go with the English track or German track, we can sit and counsel you in an individual session.
All right. I think we have a couple of questions in the question box. Is B1 level enough to join 2023 summer semester, and what would be the fees for this? So I think that depends upon, I think I'm assuming the student wants to go for the German taught program. And the question is, the B1 level enough to join 2023 for the summer semester, and the fees for it?
See, as I said, if you are learning from outside, we want you to have an official B2 level certification, like from GOTE or TELC or TESTA for ECL. You should be officially certified. B1 is not enough for, to get into a Studienkolleg program. It's why? Because
Right.
it's actually for your benefit. The level of language that is used to teach you at the Studienkolleg program, uh, it is B2 level and advanced. So you need to have proper understanding of German language skills at a B2 level minimum to be able to cope up with the teaching. So B2 is what we recommend, so that it is easier for you.
Okay. Thank you so much for answering that. Also, we are getting this question, I think, a couple of times, that for getting admission in student college, does after 10, 2 years of diploma enough or not?
Actually, I mean, if this diploma is from India, um, yes, it can substitute for your grade 11 and 12, but you are still required to go through the Studienkolleg or the preparatory year to further get it into the university. Um, because the standard structure, diploma is not considered as, because the program is for technical training, the theory content of that study is not considered enough to substitute for grade 11, 12, and for year 13. So usually what we see is that universities will accept it as an alternative for grade 11 and 12, but they'll still they're always suggested to go back and attend Studienkolleg or a preparatory year, like do a formal year 13 in Germany.
And I also personally wanted to ask this question, that gap after class 12, how does it affect the students? Like, will it affect the admission process in the student college or the university going forward, the gap after class 12?
See, the gap after 12th means that they might have gone for university studies. Sorry, university studies, or maybe they might have taken up an employment. If it is not that very much, then it is okay. But let's say they have done science stream and then they went on to as working as an administrative assistant for a couple of years, like let's say 4-5 years, then it is not an ideal scenario. Sorry, pardon. So the lesser the gap between your your intention to study Studienkolleg or the undergraduate studies and your grade 12, lesser the gap, better.
Okay.
It is actually a very high risky factor, because we get a lot of profiles of students who have got quite a lot of gap in between. More than the admission, we would say it is a risk for rejection of the visa.
Visa, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. Okay, so before we go on to the next question, for those of us who want to join, connect with us, basically want to get in touch with us, you can simply go and drop a DM that you want to have a call with us, you want to know more about our programs, etc. And we'll drop a phone number, or we'll directly have a session with you, or you can email us at office@isbstudentcolleg.de. Or if you want to get in touch with Karthika, you can email her at middleeast@isbstudentcolleg.de. Yet again, the best option for you is to simply DM us, that if you want to get in touch with us, with any one of us, and we will personally get in touch with you. So yes, that's the way to connect with us. And okay, can we enroll for just one language level at I. Yes.
I also saw a question. Please share a complete roadmap to bachelor's in Germany after class
Yes, that
level.
is
Yeah.
very.
Okay. So the common question I get is that, or the common misunderstanding generally parents and students have coming from Middle East, North Africa, and India is that they think that doing 1 year of German language substitutes for year 13. It is not true. You having to learn German language is for doing the year 13. So doing
Right.
one level of German language or doing German language for 1 year will not be enough, and it's not will not substitute the year 13 requirement. You are end of the day required to complete a formal year 13, complete something called Studienkolleg or its equivalent, that is the English preparatory program, qualify the final examinations. If it is the German track, it is FSP, or if it is English preparatory, then you have your board examinations. You finish either one of this, and then only you will be able to go to Germany, or enroll into a German public university and start with your classes. So one level of German language, or 1 year of German language is not a substitute for year 13. But yes, the
Uh,
general track is that you learn German language if it is going to be the medium of instruction for the preparatory year and then at the university. Otherwise, you join the English preparatory year, do your year 13, learn German language if required additionally along with it, parallelly to it, and then go to the university. So it is 12 years of formal education from the school, then 1 year of preparatory year, language duration if necessary additionally, and then it is the university. So that would be the general timeline.
Thank you. Yes, that's true. For getting. Right, we'll move on to the next question. Can I join German Student College after B1 or B2 required? Yes, you can join if you have the B1 or the B2 certificate. And if you have the B1 certificate, you'll have to do B2 plus Student College course, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
We have this question: IELTS, is IELTS necessary for joining Studienkolleg? So Studienkolleg is the German track. So joining the German track, you do not need IELTS. Only what you need is German language level proficiency. So it is B2 that is required for starting your Studienkolleg. But on the other hand, if you're looking at English preparatory program, yes, ideally, if you have an IELTS or a TOEFL or a PTE, that is equivalent to IELTS band 6.5 or 6 is enough. But in certain cases, if the embassy or the German embassy which you're planning to apply for your visa doesn't enforce it, sometimes it's not at all necessary even to have an IELTS. You can get a medium of instruction in English certificate from your school, and that would be more than enough. At least for us, it is enough. But if the embassy is asking for it, you can prepare for an IELTS or a TOEFL or a PTE to prove your language proficiency in English.
Right. So,
so again, fees for ISB. So our German language program and our Studienkolleg, if you are clubbing it, it depends on the level of languages you are joining. But the Studienkolleg program is priced somewhere close to 4,500 or to 5,000, because T and W is 4,500 euros, and the M course or the M course in the German track, it's going to cost you 5,000 euros. But if it's the English preparatory program, it is going to be roughly close to 10 to 12,000 euros, depending on whether you're adding language to it or not. When to join ISB? After year 12. Yes, ideally it is after year 12. But Mr. Kataria, I would recommend you to DMS and get connected with us directly, because we would like to understand what is the student doing right now, what you're planning to do later on, and which place basically, whether the visa requirements from the country we are planning to apply will allow you or your child basically to travel earlier. So please do DMS and get connected with us directly so that we can clarify it individually for you. So is it compulsory that we need to have 75% in high school to get into the Studienkolleg? This was already explained. 75,
Yeah.
being able to secure a 75% in your grade 11 and 12 in the final examination kind of ensures that the program is going to be easy for you. But as I mentioned, if it is our program, we do not, you do not have to get through the Aufnahmeprüfung or anything. You can enroll with us, but we would definitely recommend you to have well above 60 or 70% so that we can understand, we will be 100% sure that you will be able to follow our program. What is the price for online language? See, whether the program is going to be online or offline, it is all priced the same. Why we keep A1 and A2 level online is because you necessarily don't have to, attend, because these are basic levels of German language and you are not required to be present physically in our campus. You can do it online as well. And most of the time,
Karthika, your voice is not. Yeah. Yes. No. We lost your voice for
okay. Okay. Sorry, I got a call in between. So most of the times when you enroll with us, it is ideal that you already have a bit of language. So not enroll with us when you're going to go for visa. So to aid you overall, to help you with your profile, not just for admissions, but also for visa, we encourage you guys to already complete, rather than enrolling the program and waiting for the visa to come through, then come to us and start learning. We encourage you guys to take it earlier, and online is quite efficient for, like, it's more than enough for a A1 or an A2 level of German language. So hence it is provided. But yes, of course, once you are in Germany, we can provide you direct classes. So yes. Somebody, Nishad Usma, has asked, what are the requirements? So if you can tell us what is the requirement, which program you're looking for, then we can explain it to you. But like I said, if it is for Studienkolleg, the requirement is that you should have qualified your high school at least with 60 to 75% score. And then if you had already taken German language from elsewhere, you need to have a minimum of B2. Straight ahead and join with us, starting from zero, like from A1, you can proceed further and then join a subsequent batch in Studienkolleg. But if you're looking for English preparatory, you need to have ideally 70 to 75% in your grade 12 examinations, and then join our program. Your language and your IELTS, everything can be done once you are in the program. How to connect to ISB? Like I said, DMS please, or else our email ID is already shared in our bio. You can get in touch with us.
Yes.
Winterfill have asked again to connect. Please DMS. Then Prashant Joshi, is there any minimum percent requirement for undergraduate studies? Like I said, it is a minimum of 50% that is required in grade 12 to be eligible. Cumulative as well as your individual subject score requirement. Same question again. Matriculation for getting admission in Studienkolleg, thus after grade 10th, 2 years of diploma enough or not? Unfortunately, it's not enough. Already went through the question. Can we apply without German language? Already addressed.
We have this recent question. What would be the cost or fee for B2 plus T course? So I think it would be fifth.
Sorry?
Hello?
Hello? Your voice broke, Arya.
Yes. So what would be the cost? What would be the fee for B2 plus T course?
Actually, it wouldn't be like B2 plus T course. You'll also require to complete C1. See, joining Studienkolleg, you need B2, but you will also require to complete up until C1 and plus Studienkolleg. That's the requirement for getting into the public university. So when you book in that way, it's going to be roughly close to 6,000 euros, Arya.
5,500 euros.
Yeah. So you can write to us. You can let us know if you already have a B1 level or if you are fully attending or whether you have an official level. Like I said, in individual cases, it is always better to DMS and get an independent counseling, individual counseling, and then we can suggest you options. Ma'am, how will be the competition of Aufnahme? Aufnahme competition is very, very intense. I've heard that for 40, 50 seats, more than 1,000, 2,000 students will be taking the examination, and the exams will be usually for mathematics and German. So from what my previous students have told me, like before the private Studienkolleg phase, that the questions are very intense and you need to have a minimum B2 or C1 level proficiency even to understand the questions. I personally have not taken up Aufnahme examination, so I cannot tell you the actual complexity, but it is quite intense. That's the reason. That's why the publics, apart from the public Studienkollegs, institutions like ISB is quite popular because, and among the private institution, ISB is very favored one among the international student because we have got different set of programs that will suit your requirement, and we help you in every step of your journey from qualifying grade 12 and then further on. And does the gap after grade 12 matter? Yes, we already addressed that question. Will the March intake open? Will March intake open? In the sense, if you are asking for, if you are asking whether the summer semester is open, yes, definitely you can pre-register for the summer intake, which is gonna start in March, April. But if you're already done, you are qualified your grade 12, you can actually enroll right now for the winter intake. If you're looking for German track and you have completed B1, B2, you can look into the German track for this winter semester. Otherwise, if it is for English track, definitely you can join. Do DMS so that one of us can guide you individually. Do you offer Preparatory course? No, we do not offer. I believe it is for the practical studies. We do not offer that. You can complete B1 and apply. Okay, Usma have answered. Please tell us about the gap after class 12.
I think these questions are addressed.
Yes, can we enroll for just one language level in ISB? Definitely you can if you have already completed your B1, B2, and then you just need to start with your C1. You could do that. Otherwise, if you just want to get a hang and try and understand how the program is, or you are looking for just one level, definitely you can join even for one level. But if you're planning to further studies in Germany, it wouldn't make sense that you enroll just for one level. It should start or end at different course of action. So do DMS so that one of our counselors, one of us can help you further. Should we
Already
worry
we have
about the
few
competition of
minutes
Afnama Profile?
to.
Okay. I'll be quick. What is the PH number to connect with ISB? Just
Oh yeah, these
number, I
questions
guess.
were answered, I believe.
Yeah, phone
We have a
number,
very
please.
recent question.
Mm-hmm.
What are the chances of getting English student college if I have 76% in 11th? I think you will need your 12th as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely you'll need 12th, but like I mentioned earlier, depending on where you're applying, we can pre-register you and check whether your profile is more suitable for the Student Colleague program or the English Preparatory, and then we can guide you. So please DMS, please do get in touch with us so that we can support you further. So Varsha have texted that I just completed 12th with 82%. Am I eligible? Of course, you are more than eligible. Please do DMS if you're planning, looking forward for the winter semester. Then
I think we have answered most of these questions.
I mean, can I get any public student colleague at the end after all the competition? See, the question regarding Aufnahmeprüfung, like I said, the competition is very severe, so we
Yes.
cannot predict. I mean, because we do not know how you have already performed or what your language level is, etc., etc. So it is difficult to just blindly generalize and say that whether you'll get in or not. But yes, I can definitely assure you that the competition is going to be very severe. So you will have to have prepared really well. Your language proficiency should be really exceptional to be able to even handle the examination. But if that's the only track you're looking for, I would give you wish you all the best. And yes, but if you need an individual counseling, please do not hesitate to DM us. We will get in touch with you and guide you further. What is the level of Aufnahmeprüfung for TCOS? See, this is Aufnahmeprüfung is for a public university track. If you are looking for ISB, we do not conduct an Aufnahmeprüfung examination. If you have got really good grades, we'll only look into your language proficiency. And if you don't have any prior language proficiency, you're all new, you can start from A1 level with us.
Yes.
And it goes, as a continuous flow from the language to the student colleague. Yeah. So, yes. What's the level again? Same question. What's the... But yes, Aufnahmeprüfung, you need to have a minimum B2 level to be able to register for the examination. So, yes, B2 would be the minimum level you require. So I think I have addressed all the questions. Again, if you have more questions, if you are hesitant to post it here, you can DM us. My profile is linked, Arya's profile is linked. Otherwise, you can go to ISB's main page. Our contact details are linked in the bio. And we would be happy to take your questions individually, and then we'll give you detailed counseling. If anyone have any more questions, please do post it right now. Otherwise, we hope this session was really informational for you. And if you have, like I said, I would recommend you guys to choose ISB because we have got everything that is for you. We give you extensive support for admissions. We guide you through the entire visa process, the post-arrival. We have got an entire team dedicated for you to support you. Academically, yes, of course, there is more than that. We make sure that you will be welcomed and made to feel safe at Germany. And I hope to see at least few of you guys joining in our winter semester pretty soon. And if you have already qualified grade 12, please do not waste more time. If you're looking for studies in Germany, please do get connected with us as soon as possible. Like I said, the winter semester session for English Preparatory is going to start mid-September. And even for the Student Colleague program, it will start close to end of September and in October. So please do get connected with us. We would be more than happy to help you in and out. So Thank you so much for joining the live sessions, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Karthika, for so patiently addressing all the questions again and again. And I think with every live session, I get to learn so much. So again, thank you so much, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. If you have your questions which was unanswered, feel free to drop a DM. You can email us. We have a contact number link, or if you can remember, it's office@isbstudentcolleague.de or Middle East @isbstudentcolleague.de or info@isbstudentcolleague.de. Just simply DM us and we'll get you in touch with one of our counselors. Again, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Karthika. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. See you again. Also, before you go, I have an announcement. We will be coming up with a new webinar probably in the first week of September. So, yes, stay tuned for more information. And thank you so much again.
Thank you. Bye.